Hi guys, so the next product we want to discuss is the cable seals for the high value bars on the return leg. The cable itself is made from aircraft steel. I just want to discuss how the cable works. The cable goes straight back through the body, like so. This is completely unique. We're happy to show it in the one-on-ones. The locking mechanism inside is completely unique to Tyden with the original cable seal manufacturers. So our ball bearing is actually oval shaped instead of round. So once this is sealed, there's no way you're pulling this back apart. The pull strength on this is 300 kg. So no normal bloke is pulling this back apart, especially me or Spence. And then, of course, this needs to be cut with non-ferrule cable cutters. Non-ferrule just means that they create no spark, so there's no danger, health and safety. Of course, this can only be done on the return leg back in the bonds. So when cut, the cable splays. There's no way at all you're refeeding that through. For instance, where we discussed the plastic seals, where if the tail was broke, you could refeed the tail through the seal. There's absolutely no way you're doing that with a cable seal. It's not the only cable seal we manufacture, so these cable seals are used across a wide range of industries: shipping, logistics, chemicals, for the drums. The biggest problem was compliance for when staff, cabin crew are sealing the trolleys with the cable seals. The biggest problem is pulling them up tight again. We want to make sure they're always pulled up tight, and it's for a reason, not like with the plastic seals where the tail can be pulled off but refed. It's actually because when you seal them, for instance here, I don't know if you can bring the camera around, Paul. So as discussed, it's not the only cable seal we manufacture. We've also got this one, but I'll bring you back to this in a second. So the biggest problem with compliance we had when this came over to the airline industry for the high value bars is where do you mark it as fully sealed? Going back to the plastic seal, same issue. So is it there? Is it there? So for instance, when this is put in and applied, that looks like it's sealed. To every person, they'd think that's sealed. The problem is, with a cable seal, it has to be pulled up tight. So the biggest thing we had to come up with was a new product for market, which had a clear sign of when that seal is going to work for the door. So that's how we came up with this product. And the only difference is the plastic sheath that runs over the metal. That's completely unique to us. We brought that in especially for the airlines, just for a clear visual for compliance. So for example.
So there's no ifs, buts and maybes now, so cabin crew know exactly where to basically pull that seal up to, or the metal part of the seal, and it stops. So there's no ifs, buts and maybes. If they see anything like that, they go, it's not sealed.
So right, not sealed, not sealed,
and that's
sealed.
It. So as from a compliance point of view, that is now completely sealed, and that is what we expect a lot of our customers to do. We've actually, again, we've put that information on leaflets, we've put that information here.
So going back to the documents we can produce, that's all clearly there. All EasyJet cabin crew have had that. There's no questions about whether that is sealed or not. It's yes, it's green, it's red.
So from a compliance point of view, you would always continue to use a plastic seal. So in this instance, we'll allow customers, they would continue to use the Hulk seal. That always will stay on the bar anyway. This is the additional end of day bar seal. So it's only used, as Liam said, on the final leg of the journey. So from a customer's point of view, this has to be used. From a compliance point of view on board the aircraft, you would never have a set of cutters. Okay, so these would be loaded into the bar on the outbound flight. They would stay in that bar on the outbound flight and the turnaround journey, and only be applied by cabin crew on the final leg back into the original destination. So from this point of view, you would have so for a compliance point of view, completely sealed. We've got our original seal, which will be green. Again, different colours, so yellow could be outbounds, green could be turnarounds, blue could be inbounds, and then with our end of day bar seal. So if they remove that, the tamper evident side, then they've got to remove this. This cannot be removed by hand. You would still take your cutters. So when it comes back into the bonds, you would have your end of day seal, which will be your plastic. Then you'd have your high value bar seal, which would have to be removed with cutters.